We're coming back into session at this time. BCA, are we on? Thanks, Mike. At this time, we are back in a formal session. Attorney Spotterford, please.
Okay, thank you. We're here tonight under Purpose 1 to discuss Superintendent Thomas. The reason that we called this meeting tonight, it wasn't a planned action of the committee, but Superintendent Thomas had notified the committee through counsel that he's well enough to return to work. He did so about a week and a half ago. He stated he was well enough to return to work on the 21st, which was last Wednesday. He previously had informed the committee that he required an extended medical leave, which the committee had granted. It became effective the last week of August, and he's been on extended medical leave. He had also previously notified the committee that he intended to retire on March 3rd. He notified the committee through counsel, again last week, that he was rescinding his retirement notice and was well enough to return to work. The committee had to meet to talk through.
Decorum, please.
Decorum. The committee had to meet to talk through Superintendent Thomas's return to work. So tonight, the committee needs to take action if the desire is to have Superintendent Thomas remain out of work. Otherwise, Superintendent Thomas would return to work. If the desire is to have Superintendent Thomas remain out of work, I'm advising the committee to place him on paid administrative leave effective February 21st. So he wouldn't have used his sick time for that period of time since he was well enough to return to work. This is to preserve the integrity of the ongoing audit and investigation. It's not a disciplinary move. It's not contemplating discipline at this time, as we don't have the results of the audit or the city investigation to rely upon. So that is my advice, that and it's consistent with how the district and the city and every public employer handles employees who have any allegations against them, to both protect the employee and protect the integrity of the investigation. So that would be my advice, that the committee placed Superintendent Thomas on paid administrative leave effective February 21st. Happy to answer any questions.
Ms. Ehlers, please.
On paid administrative leave effective February 21st.
We can't hear.
Second.
It's a form of a motion.
Motion to approve Superintendent Thomas to go out on paid administrative leave effective February 21st.
It's a motion made. Is there a second on the motion? Motion was made by Mrs. Ehlers. It was properly seconded by Mrs. Sullivan. All in favor of that motion, kindly raise your hand.
Nay. Nay.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Are you shitting me right now? Motherfucker.
We have to do decorum, please.
You gotta put a vote.
It technically doesn't have to be because no one's on Zoom. It technically doesn't have to, but I'll honor that. There's a motion made. It was properly seconded. I will do a roll call vote on this matter. Mrs. Sullivan. Mrs. Ehlers.
Yes.
Mr. Gomes.
Yes.
Ms. Oliver.
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Azak.
Yes.
And I'm a yes as well. So that does pass. However, Superintendent Thomas is here. Just one question. What is the scope of discussion before us tonight?
Sure. So Superintendent Thomas, under open meeting law, has the right to respond to talk for himself on the deliberations before the committee. So that would just be limited, since the committee's not taking any disciplinary action tonight. That would just be limited to the vote of to put him on paid administrative leave.
Thank you. Superintendent Thomas, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Superintendent has the floor.
Thank you.
We need him in the schools.
Thank you. Thank you. Committee, I understand. I want to say nice to see you all. I understand, what you had to do. It's unfortunate that you pay me all this money and you have me sitting out when you know I can make a difference. And I also want to say, this is the first time I've spoken in 6 months. I gave this district 30 years of my life. 30 years. And I put my misguided trust into somebody who I thought was a friend, who let an embezzlement rumor go out knowing me and refused to put it to bed. I would never do that to anybody, especially a friend. Leadership is taking responsibility. I went on TV, I took responsibility. Do your audit, do your personal investigations. Please come, look at my credit cards, look at my bank accounts, look at whatever you want to look at in Mike Thomas's background, because Mike Thomas never took a dime from the Brockton Public Schools. And I was made out to be a common thief. Within 48 hours, I went on medical leave. My phone was shut off, my email was shut off, and that was it. Thrown to the side after 30 years of impeccable service. And that's how I was treated. And I don't have any problem with the school committee. You know who I have a problem with. Somebody that I thought was a friend and a colleague didn't have the guts to stand up for somebody he knew for a long time. And you know what? I knew we had I know we bought a transportation company, but I didn't think you'd get in every bus and drive it over me. I really did not think that. The community knows me, and I'm not putting the current administration down. Please, I worked with all of them. I hired most of them. But if Mike Thomas was here, this stuff at the high school, would not be happening. Not a chance. And I want to say another thing. The money's the same where it was before. Transportation, special ed, okay? These are costs we could not absorb. And did I overstaff the schools? You're damn right I did. You're damn right I did. And I'm the only one so far who has taken responsibility for that. The only one. And I ask Mr. Clarkson, I ask, with all due respect, Mr. Plant, you guys have a ton of questions. You have 2 men on leave, Chris Correa and Aldo Petronio. Last I checked, these guys have had impeccable audits year after year after year. Aldo Petronio was recognized by the state, spoke to the governor, helped Kathy Smith get the SOA through. Now he's in.
Attorney Spotiford.
Now he's incompetent.
Are not here tonight. That's
Okay,
not
I'm just saying, you need to have them here answering every question Mr. Plant has. That's transparency. That is transparency. Now I'm going to go, but let me tell you one thing. I am extremely dismayed that the public safety building is $34.5 million over budget. Mayor, why haven't you? You should have stepped aside like I had to step aside. $34.5 million over budget. And
We haven't even laid bricks and we're already in budget. That's right.
I want to say one thing.
Please,
This is my last thing I'm going to say.
Please.
Other than I love you all. Mayor, I watched you when you went to get the $14.5 million. You said, and it's in the paper, I want to be very blunt, said Mayor Sullivan, the chair of the school committee. This is the city bailing out the school department. The school department is the city.
The department
and
of-
Chapter 70, since 1993, has bailed out the city. If that's the way the city looks at the school department, we got a lot of problems. But you can keep me on paid administrative leave. I think it's a mistake because I'm ready to come back and you need me back. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
So ladies and gentlemen, please. I want to be very clear. I want to be very clear about something. We have currently an ongoing, fair, and impartial external, yes, it has, external investigation. City Solicitor Bridges right here is running point. I am nowhere near that, but I will tell you this. I am asking everybody, school employee, city employee, if you are applicable, take the time to be interviewed. I've already started to participate. I'll continue to participate. The other thing is, when they come with their findings in their report, I said this and I'll say it again, that report is going public. We need to figure out what happened. People can finger point all they want. People can finger point all they want, but I also want to be clear this. You only know what you know. I was not made aware of a fiscal 23 deficit until the date of August 8th, and that's a fact. Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion to adjourn. Is there a second? All in favor? All opposed? Have a good night. Have a good night.